Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now, thankfully, it is Sunday. And why is Sunday a big day? Because today is the big push on Marius missions for part 1. If you've been following the daily progression so far, you'll be, by this time this video comes out, you'll be in a situation where you have been able to push all the way through, hopefully, to part 2 with a bit of RNG. So I've been basically making sure that I've been doing all of my missions efficiently, effectively. We're about to finish the Void mission here, which is what I've been waiting for, which will allow me to push the next few missions. And I kind of just want to do a bit of a, almost like a line in the sand, where are we at, how are we finding these Marius missions in this video today, just to kind of do a bit of a progress push. I really do just like, what do I do in a day kind of thing, videos for raids. So I thought it'd be quite cool to do something like this. So you can see I'm about to finish this mission. Now, what I will say about missions, it's very important you look ahead, very important you look forward. You could see here, I've got a mission here to earn 2,500 Mortal Soul coins. So if I was to just bash out all of my Iron Twins keys today, this would take me about 2 to 3 days, depending on whether the essence drops. And that then staggers my delay for everything else. And likewise, if you look a little bit further along, I've got to spend 5,000 Mystic Soul coins, which basically means buy tier 1 stones. Well, some people might just instantly exchange them the moment they finish Iron Twins. I've been saving mine up because I know these missions are coming. So it's always important that you kind of look a little bit ahead so you can see, you know, what have you got coming through. Now, the biggest thing that's going to slow me down here is this obtain 5 mythical artifacts, and then this obtain 1 set of mythical boots, because I don't have an idea how long this will take. It could take me forever to get this. I could get it in 1 run, or I could take me like 100 runs. It's going to be, this is the most energy sort of splurge that you're going to have. So we'll see how we go. So the first thing I want to do here is accept this, and then I've already done 10 stages on Curse City Hard. Great. Then I need to clear a hard mode on Spider's Den 20 times. Well, the good news is we do clan versus clan all of the time, which means I can come into Spider and I can go down into hard mode right now, and I can go, hey, let's go and load up my Spider 10 hard mode team. Let's just double check I haven't broken it in case I've taken some gear off something. I do this a lot. Every time I run these dungeons now, I have to check I haven't broken anything just because of Sintranos. Hopefully in the next free regearing event, I won't have that problem anymore, because we're going to stop taking gear off people. I cannot continue to destroy all of my silver constantly for Sintranos, but it looks good. So there we go. So we just need to do, essentially, let's do one of these on non-super raids, and then we need to do 8 super raid runs of Spider. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to jump back in, and then we're going to see what is next in the Marius missions. So part 1 is done. We missed 1 run. I actually need to do 1 more run. That was a bit of a mistake. We'll just use some energy here. I thought I finished that one then, but the good news is it only takes 13 seconds. We were able to blast through this mission pretty quickly. Now we're probably going to get to the one that is going to be the most stressful and the most hair-inducing or hair loss-inducing experience, which is fighting in Live Arena. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a sort of a, where am I at the moment with Live Arena? My team is in a bit of a mess. We actually need to earn some immortal twins. This could actually stop us. So I'm going to actually run this and hope for the best. We need to earn 2,500. I normally buy my void keys anyway, so that's not really a problem, because void is normally the best. We still are doing this Dungeon Divers as well, so all of this is good timing. This is why I'm doing all this right now, because if I have to run a significant amount of Dragon's Lair, I have to run a significant amount of accessories and things like that. I'm earning Dungeon Diver points at least, so I'm trying to complete the Titan event. So I'm going to run my Iron Twins now. Hopefully I get 2,500 here. Generally, you get about 300 from a single key in Void Iron Twins. So as long as I don't get like 5 or 4 amounts of essence, it should be fine. So that was a bit of edge of you see. We actually got 2 gold essence back to back, which normally you'd be absolutely loving life, right? If you got, I think I got 9 and 8. That's insane amounts of essence that normally would take you months and months to get. So normally you would be like, this is really great. But in this situation, I was like, I really can't afford to let lose these coins because you need 2,500. I've managed to do it with 1 key to spare. So basically, what is it? 10 keys got me this done. So we can clear this, we can clear this. Now we're up to 10 live arena battles. Now I'm probably not going to be able to win 10 in the time that's left because we only have about 32 minutes, but I can kind of take you through this first part here. I'm going to basically showcase to you a little bit how I'm approaching Live Arena at the moment. Depends where you're at in Live Arena in terms of what you're facing. If you're in Gold 4, this is never going to apply to you. In Gold 1, this probably will apply to you a little bit more. So right now my account is in a bit of flux. I'm waiting for the free regearing event so that I can rebuild a lot of my damage dealers. I've got Narcissus, I've got Rhonda, I've got Xena being built up, I've got Rhodus, I've got Stultus. All of those champions need to be built properly. The only ones that I have built properly at the moment is Narcissus and Rhotus. I do have Vlad built. He's kind of like my fastest damage dealer outside of all of these, but all the other champions in my account are just not built for this. And I'm experiencing the challenge here because there are a lot of things like my Sun Wukong needs to be built up properly. And in Gold 1, you will pretty much find this will be Sun Wukong Arbiter or Sun Wukong Ultimate Death Knight. They are like almost first pick, one of those combos. Harima I'm seeing a lot more as well at the moment, which is absolutely typical here. There's no Harima, there's no Wukong right now. So I have been picking this, and I have been picking, of course, the King of the Hill, Armands. I absolutely am using him everywhere. If you don't ban Armands, you need to be very confident that you can kill him and control him very quickly, or you've got Stone Skin on your team, because otherwise he is going to dominate. Mine is not booked at the moment. He hasn't got his 5-star soul. That will give him accuracy. He hasn't got masteries on him either. So all of these things are kind of in flux at the moment until I can get him sort of fully set up. But he's good enough that I can put him in for this. I'm often pairing him with Arbiter so that I guarantee myself a high aura and speed. And then it's kind of like I'm just picking my damage dealer. Normally I will go with either Vlad or Rotus, depending on what I'm facing. Rotus is a bit difficult into Harima, but I will probably ban Harima. My bans these days are normally Harima, Ultimate Death Knight, or if they pick some very powerful mythical champion, they tend to be the ones I go towards. Right now, the only thing I'm scared of here is the Harima. The rest of them I'm not afraid of. I don't really think the Herfrak can do too much damage to me because I will have, a HP Narcissus, I'll have all this. The only risk I've got is if it's a 2-turn Stone Skin Harima. Most people do a 1-turn Stone Skin with Savage, such as this. They've also put Bolster. If you pick Bolster, you should absolutely never allow me to have Narcissus. If you pick Bolster and you allow me to have Narcissus, you are just asking for trouble, because this is what happens. Luckily, they survived, actually, because of reaction. But I've actually been able to do enough damage here that I can break the Stone Skin before he's able to get a turn. So now I can probably control him. And to be honest, it's better that I didn't kill anyone there, because I don't want Harim to have double hits. So we'll hopefully be able to survive this with Strengthen. Now, the key thing is hopefully, ideally I'd have Petrification there. That's actually ideal, because that gives me now 65% damage reduction on my Arbiter. She probably would have died otherwise, because she's built for full speed. So you can see we don't even have that activation. I could block Revive, and this game is now over. I have won. And this is why you should never allow me to have Narcissus if you have shields. It's just a bad call. So that's a great win. First win out the bat. We can do another one here. And then I'm going to pause the video, and I'm probably going to pick this up in the morning, because there's no way that I'm going to win 10 live arena battles probably in the next half an hour. If I do, then we carry on and we will continue this grind. But it's just very unlikely because of how long it takes to draft this up. So I see a Rotus here. The first thing I'm going to do is pick my 2 damage dealers and break the pairing. He can't have Siphi Rotus right now, which makes it a lot powerful. In Gold, you can't have, they can't pick Rotus if I pick Rotus. If I pick Narcissus, he can't pick Narcissus. So normally I wouldn't pick my Rotus early, but if I see a 5-star Siphi, I'm like, they're probably going to try and run the pairing. Now he can't run the pairing. This is typically what I see in high arena now. Wukong, Leo, Siphi, there probably will be an Ultimate Death Knight now that I picked Rotus. So I'm absolutely going to have to depend on Armands and play this very carefully, because you've got to be careful how you use Armands. We're going to still go for a speed team. We will want to try and keep Rotus. I'd rather Narcissus get banned, because Rotus can breach the unkillable that Leo will produce here. But 2 6-stars kind of scares me. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage to be afraid of. So, we'll have to see what he picks here. If he picks Ultimate Death Knight, we're probably going to have to ban the Ultimate Death Knight. Otherwise, we're never going to kill anything, because he will ban the Narcissus. Narcissus, I'm finding, is like 90% banned almost all the time. If I get Narcissus, it's a miracle. Mainly because you see what happens when I get Narcissus. They basically fail. Narcissus is so powerful that if you let him through, 9 times out of 10, he will win the fight, because he's very difficult to kill. He hits really hard. He actually didn't pick Narcissus. Interesting. He's picked Tormin, but he did pick my Ancora, so I can absolutely pick either Duchess to try and reduce the AoE damage, but I'm going to pick Elva, because Elva will help me with the cleanse. I can take away his Wukong, because Wukong is not a threat to me, and he will keep popping up. He actually took away my Rotus, so that was a bit unfortunate, to be honest. I would have preferred not to, but it should be okay, because I generally will be faster, because they don't have a speed aura. They have the Ancora speed aura. They don't have my speed aura here, which is 30%. So I should be able to cut in. If you can see here, the turn meter is just enough. So I should be able to cut in without having to use basically the main risk, which is the A2. Now we're going to steal the turn meter, and this is really what is going to happen here. I can get rid of the Ancora, absolutely high resist, which is really crazy. So the cleanse will come in. This is going to hurt me a little bit. But we can hopefully try and kill and get rid of that. So now he's got a choice. Does he revive but not cleanse the stun? Or does he just allow Sify to stay dead? That will be the interesting part. He should probably revive. That was not something I would have done, because now he's got a bigger risk on his hands because he's given me a shield, which is a problem. The only thing I got to be careful of here is this Leorius, if he gets to low HP, will do a lot of damage. So potentially I might want to just save this a little bit. I'd rather the Leorius use one of his AoEs now when he's got full health. If I drop his HP, he will kill me. He's still going to do crazy damage, unfortunately. I was hoping I would keep the Rotus because the Rotus ignores unkillable. I can't really do this. The Armands is the only thing I can do to basically get rid of this by buff stripping. So I would have needed to drop all of the things and then buff strip. Now the problem is he's probably going to revive the Sify at this point with 75% turn meter, which is going to cause me problems. I can revive my... but it's the Veil. I think this one's going to be a loss, purely because I misplayed the fight with Amans because of the Leorius passive. I was too afraid of the Leorius passive. So this one is a loss. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to pick this video back up once I have won a few more fights in the arena. So it's the next day. We have been able to finally finish these last live arena battles. And like I said in sort of the first part, essentially, of this video, I had been saving my Mortal Soul coins so I can immediately do this next mission. I can claim 5. I'm never going to open these because I don't really summon souls outside of a summoning event or some sort of boosted awakening boost these days. I'll never touch anything unless it is sort of worth my time. I just kind of store them up. So in this instance, we'll need to exchange 5. And then we get to the first bit of grinding. So really there's 2 elements of these Marius missions. You have time gates, which is all going to be around probably Iron Twins affinity more than anything else. And then you have energy gates, and this alongside these obtain 5 mythical artifacts, they're going to be the energy gates. So if you know how much energy do you need to consume, these ones will be fixed because we know it's 10 times 40 essentially because it's super raid. So this is a 400 energy use, pretty flat, pretty consistent, so long as you have a 100% team. This could take you anywhere from, you could get lucky and get loads of things, or it'll take you a lot longer. So I'm now going to blast through this dragon layers. The good news for me, particularly right now, is there's a pretty expensive dungeon divers going on, so I might as well do these missions during a period of time when all of this is... I still need to get these festival points. I do kind of want the primal shard, so burning some energy for some of these dungeon diver events is probably worth it. Now, one thing you should know about these rewards as well, they are very, very good, these Marius missions, so they're worth putting your time and attention to focus and trying to complete. Even if you know you're going to hit a wall, like you can't defeat Amius, or maybe there's some stages you cannot do, maybe you're not quite doing Fire Knight hard at stage 10, it doesn't really matter because your path to that journey is giving you rank 5 chickens, it's giving you void shards, gems, ancient shards, it's giving you refills, it's giving you more void shards here, primal shards. They're very good rewards on the path, and that is going to help you in the game. Right now, there's a Titan event going on for Armands. These rewards here that I'm claiming are going to help me complete that. I've just basically completed loads. And now we're at the first breakpoint. Now, the rough math of this breakpoint here. Now, the rough math here is it works out around about 1 mythical artifact per 20 runs of stage 10 hard. That is roughly how this is going to work. So in an average sense, it should require me to run about 100 stage 10 hard runs in order for me to acquire 5 mythical artifacts. That doesn't mean you can't do it sooner and quicker by high rolling, getting more per runs, but it also could mean that it might take you more than 100 because this is just a mean average. You get around about 1 per 3 or 4. I think it's what 1 per 400 energy, give or take. So it's going to take you a while to do this. So I'm gonna basically carry on now and do this. I really want to try and get through all of these remaining missions before the end of the day. So after spending around about, I think, 2,500 energy, it cost me around about 125 runs. So I low rolled, but on the average was not too bad. I've managed to complete this. So now we need to ascend 5 banners to level 2. Hopefully I've got enough oil. I probably don't, which means we're probably going to have to run it. Oh, we're not too bad. We might be able to do this. So we can absolutely go in here and just start ascending. I probably don't have enough unless I've already got some rank 1s. Let's just make sure that definitely counted. It did. So we need to do this 4 more times. So let's see who we can go and find with a banner that is at rank 2, at rank 1, because If it's already at rank 1, we can save ourselves a little bit of oil because we only have to go up 1 tier. That's a pretty good one to ascend. It doesn't really matter what stat it is right now because dust is a thing, right? Eventually, all of my pieces that are super good will eventually become worthwhile. We are going to be a bit short, so I'll have to go run some Shogun probably to finish this off. Let's just go through this. Is there any more that we can do here? So we now need to go do some more. How many more do we have to do here? Let's see. We have 1 more to do. So quickly, this is a case of blast out some Shogun's Grove, which the nice thing about Shogun's Grove is it is pretty quick. It's quicker than Sand Devil, about a third of the time with a fight compared to a 5-star Iniri. So we can get through this very, very quickly. The difference will be how much time it's going to take to get this. Of course, we 3%ed the weaken, which means that this run is going to take even longer if it even succeeds at all because we have no weaken, which is costing me all of my damage, especially on auto when really we'd want an A1, but never mind. And we 3%ed it again. That's just great. Double 3% of the weaken. We absolutely love it. Really, this run is doomed. Okay, we've got enough now. We can finish this mission bit off. We should have probably done 5-star. That's a bit of a quality of life thing. You can do 5-star gear if you have some good 5-star mythical to ascend. It'll save you a little bit of oil. Now we have to ascend 4 artifacts to level 2. I've got a lot more of this because we get Sand Devil tournaments. I really wish we would actually finally get some Shogun tournaments because half the time I use those tournaments as an indicator that now is the time to go farm, which is really good. So we could just ascend some pieces here. All we need to do is get them to rank 2. Okay, there we go. That mission is complete. What else we got on? So now we're going to clear Ice Golem. We're going well. We're at 48 out of 60. And then we're going to get another roadblock, which is 5 mythical artifacts. It's going to be the same exchange rate. It's going to cost me about 2,500 energy to get these 5 mythical artifacts before we get to probably the worst one, which is going to be these 1 set of mythical boots. And then I think from there on out, we're pretty good. So let's get the hard mode Ice Golem done. And then we've also got hard mode Fire Knight to do. We're probably going to overcap the dungeon divers, but it is what it is. I don't want to fall behind, so I'm just going to burn it. I would recommend people use your energy more optimally than what I'm doing. I'm pushing to try and get Marius as quickly as I can, so it's a little bit different for me. So we finally got this mission done, and I have to say, one thing this really has shown me, mythical drop rates really kind of suck. They are so bad. They are so terrible. This took me in Dragon 10 hard about 150 to 160 runs. Now, just to put it into context, how much I've actually used energy for this 1 set of missions today just to push these through. I'm doing it for an experiment, a test process. I started Dungeon Divers when I was on around about, 4,000. I've had to do an extra 4,000 plus. And one of these Dungeon Divers is normally about 5,000 energy. So these missions so far has cost me about 5,000 energy. Now, I am getting some gems as payback. I've got 4 refills there, but it's not really at a 1-to-1 cost. It's costing me more to do it than it is for me to get the rewards, which I guess kind of makes sense. And I'll be honest, I'm dreading this one now. Based on the performance of getting those mythical artifacts, the fact it now has to be a boot, and I've had 2 boots so far, because that just tells me the odds and probability is going to be against me. 1 boot in mythical, this could take like literally thousands of energy. Literally thousands of energy. Or you could get super lucky and it'll take you 1 run. But that is going to be gatekeeping me a lot. I'm going to now push through and basically get these done. These are nice because it's only 400 energy drops, right? I've got the last mission gave me enough energy, so this is going to be free in essence. Then we're going to go through here, and then we've got to do, I think the boot one is going to be the really expensive one. Once we clear the boots, Spider here, that's going to be 400 energy, and then we have home, free and dry. 6,000 in Hydra for me will be straightforward, and we'll be on part 2. Now, I'm pretty sure the first step of part 2 is doing Force Iron Twins, which means I do have a 24-hour period, because this isn't going to be reset on Monday, to be able to complete these. So, hopefully over the next period of time, I think there's no sort of dungeon starting before Tuesday. I think the next dungeon is going to be starting on Tuesday, the actual day of Tuesday. So I will probably, potentially I could hold and wait for this situation here now, because Fire Knight will start on Tuesday. I don't actually need to complete this mission chain until Tuesday. Hydra resets on Wednesday, so we can wait for that as well. So potentially I can just hold off this and then try and burn all of my energy. Tuesday is also CVC, so maybe we just wait. Maybe we hold all this energy now, start hoarding this up, I was hoping to finish all of this on this one day, but honestly, after that experience, it's pretty horrific. It's pretty bad. So as long as I finish this chain by Tuesday, I won't fall behind, because the next blocker will be Iron Twins on Force. And that is going to change not tomorrow, but on Tuesday. So we'll be fine to do so. Now, the only last thing I want to do quickly is kill Amius on normal. Let's see what kind of cool rewards we get. I'm pretty sure I can likely one-shot this with my damage dealers. We were beating it up with the Whisper in hard mode, and I think we can do something very similar here and just completely take it out. We probably just need a big damage dealer here. And can we do attacks all? No, I don't think we can. Let's just see if we can absolutely annihilate it in this difficulty. Now we'll do ally attack here. We'll get some big damage. It's probably going to die very quickly because of the power of my champions. We can remove these buffs. There we go. Get an extra turn here. We're just waiting to take a turn with our Whispers. Hopefully the Whispers can actually get a turn. There we go. We switch form now. Hopefully we should be able to finish this off with one Whisper and finish it. Done. Very easy for me on normal. Obviously, this is not going to be the case for everyone, so just wanted to get this clear. Do we get anything interesting out of this? It's a speed banner. That's not so bad. That's pretty rubbish. Accessories are pretty good. I tend to sell some of these lower rolls if they're not very good anymore. Specifically, like this flat start here, I'd probably sell these kinds of things. But sometimes some of these can be quite good. Even on normal mode, some of these rewards are quite good, basically. So, but we cleared all that, so we get ourselves the 100, and yeah, we're clearing all through. So basically, I just wanted to do a bit of a kind of a progress update. I'm now at 51 out of 60. Probably by Tuesday, I will be on part 2, and we'll be powering through. We'll get a sacred. We'll also get a sacred shard here, which is really good because we now do have the schedule coming forward for the rest of the Armand's Titan event. I'm already up to milestone 4, so we've only got the last real sets of milestones to do here, which will hopefully not take us too long. I'm pretty much cleared on everything, so all of these things are claimed. I've not really missed a beat. I've claimed everything available to me. All of these things are claimed, so I'm right on the cusp, and basically I've not missed anything apart from the classic arena takeover. So obviously I need to do some more arena. Apart from the arena, I've done everything that is available. So the big thing that we didn't know about, and I'm going to just put it in here, is the Fortune Deck of Fate event. That is going to be starting on Thursday. I think they're going to replace the Champion Chase event on the next weekend. I don't think there's going to be a champion chase. So they're confirming here that the Fortune Deck of Fate is going to be summoning and leveling up champions. So it's champion training and summon rush. I don't really know what the balance is going to be. Likely it's going to be leaning more towards summoning, but there could be some good opportunities to do this just through champion training, which is really great. We can also see a bit more of the schedule here. So we've got an anniversary summon pool. So we have a prism system coming, and this is going to be for, I don't really know what it's going to be for, but I would imagine it might have some of the banner, the Unity banner champions in there. We'll have to see what's in there, but we've got a Sand Devil tournament starting tomorrow. That's probably gonna have prisms on the top of it for the prism summon event. That's what they normally do. The Fire Knight event is starting on Tuesday. That's why I'm holding my missions now until the rest of it. There's an artifact enhancement then on Wednesday. We have a spider on Thursday. A bit awkward because we have CVC on Tuesday, so we can't really double dip into spider, unfortunately. And then we've got a dragon turn attack here as well, another one, a classic arena takedown, another one, and then finally a dungeon divers. So that'll be the points. I would expect there to be about 200 to 250 in this Fortune Deck of Fate events. There'll be 30 in the arena, probably another 170 in the dungeon divers, 50 in all of these tournaments. Sand Devil is not part of the event, so you don't have to do that one. And that's kind of like how it's going to break down. I'm probably pretty comfortable that I can skip most of this Fortune Deck of Fate events because I've done most of the points. We'll wait to see what the points are. I will absolutely be doing the Fire Knight because I have to do it for the mission anyway, so I will do the Fire Knight tournament. I'll probably do this Artifact Enhancement event and the Spider. That kind of covers those 3, and then it'll just be a choice between Dungeon Divers and Fortune Deck of 8 events, depending which way I want to lean towards. So there you go, guys. That is the update. We do have a gold chest here. I just realized a Great Hall chest. Do we get anything interesting? Of course not. It's all pretty terrible, so we're going to sell pretty much most of this. I only tend to really keep like mythical good rolls, or if it's like legendary speed gloves, then I'll keep it. But most of this other stuff, it's so out of date, we don't really care about it. There we go, guys. That is the end of the video. How are you getting on with your Marius missions? I really think they need to upgrade these mythical drop rates. Like, it's pretty painful trying to do some of these missions. I'm absolutely dreading this obtain 1 set of mythical boots. It could take me significant amount of time. The only good thing is I can do it during the ×3 Savage and also CVC, so at least the energy is there. In hindsight, I probably should have done this a bit more optimally. I kind of invested too early into Dungeon Divers, so I've overcapped it by quite a lot. And maybe I could have delayed it and done some of this during CVC, so we'll see, because obviously we don't really worry about CVC. We don't really worry about the Iron Twins until Tuesday. But, you know, there we go. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. Let me know how you're finding these missions. Are you rushing like I am? I want to get Marius as soon as I can, but that's because I want to do content on it. Or are you taking your time with these missions? Let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next video.